Kevin Durant shook up the basketball world when he requested a trade out of Brooklyn, and the NBA at large is still waiting with bated breath to find out where KD's next stop will be. Some players, most notably Deandre Ayton, have had their own free agencies held up by the sheer magnitude of Durant's looming presence. So what do the KD sweepstakes look like, and which teams can really get in the mix for the Slim Reaper's services? We're gonna break it all down for you, so sit back, relax, and take this in. The first thing you need to understand is how unprecedented it is for a player as good as Durant to hit the trade market with so much term left on his contract. Even at age 33, with a career resume that already has him in the top 15, if not top 10 all-time conversation, KD remains one of the best ballers on the planet. One of the few true superstars capable of being a championship alpha. And unlike most stars who ask out with only a year or two left before free agency, Durant has 4 fully guaranteed seasons remaining on his contract. So it's understandable why the Nets are asking for an equally unprecedented type of return.
You're gonna give me everything.
At the same time, Durant's age and injury history can't be swept under the rug. He'll be 34 when next season tips off. He's a near 7-footer with more than 40,000 NBA minutes under his belt between the regular season and playoffs. He's 3 years removed from a devastating Achilles injury, and he's missed 54 games over the last 2 seasons after missing the entirety of the 2019-20 campaign. Teams lining up to pitch their best offers to Nets general manager Sean Marks need to ask themselves, how many more years will KD really still be the KD they're trading for right now? This is where things get complicated, and is why the Nets haven't dealt the legendary forward yet. Brooklyn feels it has the right to ask for the world in trade packages, and holds all of the leverage given that Durant doesn't own a no-trade clause and can't really dictate where he ends up. Plus, keeping Kevin Durant, who's still under team control for 4 years, on your basketball team is a pretty good fallback option. And it's not like anyone believes Durant, of all people, the Hooper's Hooper, would hold out and not play. But rival teams are no doubt wary of selling the farm for Durant at this stage of his career. Take Toronto, for example, who's emerged alongside Phoenix as one of the 2 most likely trade partners for Brooklyn in reports. It's easy to say, just put reigning Rookie of the Year Scottie Barnes on the table, win this damn thing, then go win another ring. But between a player's rookie scale contract and first extension, we're talking about 8 to 9 years of team control if a franchise plays its cards right. At any other point in Durant's career, this wouldn't even be a question. But would you really give up Barnes' age 21 to 28 seasons for KD's age 34 to 37 years?
Well, when you put it like that.
Not that the Suns ever entertained it, but hell, if Devin Booker hadn't signed his Supermax extension last week, the concept of even trading Book with 2 years left on his contract for KD wouldn't seem crazy, even at this stage of each player's career. But 6 years of prime Booker on a contract that takes him through his 20s and into his early 30s, no one's moving that for age 34 to 37 KD. Now, the other complicating factor is that with Ben Simmons currently on the roster, there are some young stars around the league who Brooklyn can't take back in a trade because of the designated rookie rule. Teams can have up to 2 players on 5-year extensions that were signed after their rookie scale deals, but teams are only allowed for one of those 2 players to be acquired via trade. Given that Simmons signed one of those extensions in Philadelphia and that the Nets acquired him via trade, Brooklyn can't take back a player on a similar contract in any KD package unless the Nets send Simmons out as part of a larger trade framework.
Hold it. This is getting confusing.
That means if Miami, for example, wanted to make Bam Adebayo the centerpiece of an outgoing package for Durant, a third team would need to get in the mix to either take on Bam or Simmons himself. Same goes for Andrew Wiggins in the unlikely event KD and the Warriors want to break the internet and melt all of our minds by reuniting, and for Jamal Murray in the event Denver wanted to get in the mix for Durant. And what happens if a rebuilding team like the Pacers or Spurs can get DeAndre Ayton to sign a massive offer sheet? The top restricted free agent on the market remains idle while the Suns reportedly dangle a signing trade involving the big man in their negotiations with the Nets. An Ayton offer sheet could derail Phoenix's KD dreams despite being the Stars' preferred landing spot, and could push a team like the Raptors to the front of the line. Or it could just harden the Nets' resolve to keep Durant if they don't get the Godfather offer they want.
My offer is this. Nothing.
There are also a bunch of contenders who could technically enter the fray if they have the stomach to do so. Would the Grizzlies build a package centered around Jaren Jackson? What about Boston and Jaylen Brown? Does Tyrese Maxey, salary filler, and picks get the Sixers there? If Minnesota ever wanted to, putting Anthony Edwards on the table gets them Durant to partner with Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert in an unfathomable frontcourt. Surely Evan Mobley would be enough if Cleveland wanted to pair KD with the recently extended Darius Garland. Is John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Onyeka Okongwu, and picks enough to give the Hawks a chance at a Durant, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray big three? Would New Orleans put Brandon Ingram on the table to have Durant lead a team featuring Zion Williamson and CJ McCollum? It's possible those teams wouldn't dare consider trading the young stars I mentioned for 34-year-old Durant. But the point is that there are more than a few teams who could come out of nowhere to land KD if they wanted to badly enough. So what do you think? Are Durant's days in Brooklyn actually numbered? Who's in the driver's seat to win this unprecedented sweepstakes? Should the Nets just hold steady and run it back? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.